Yes, guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. And in this one today, we're going to be discussing why Andrea Berta is the perfect fit for the sporting director role at Arsenal. Of course, Edu was relieved of his duties around October time. And after months of speculation about our new sporting director, it looks like we have found our man to replace Edu. So, yeah, just before we do delve into the news for today and why I think Berta is the perfect fit for Arsenal, make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and leave a like whilst you're at it. It only takes 2 clicks, guys. Please, it will help me out a lot on my road to 2K, of course. But without further ado, let's go through what Fabrizio has actually tweeted in the early hours of this morning. So, understand Andrea Berta is now the top candidate to become new Arsenal director in order to replace Edu. Discussions already took place. Berta left Atletico after building the team with key signings in the recent years. Talks at advanced stage, not done/sealed yet. There's also another tweet from Fabrizio about 30 minutes ago, I believe. Find it, there it is. More on Andrea Berta and Arsenal's story reported earlier today. The negotiations are at advanced stages as Berta is giving priority to Arsenal as next destination. All parties are confident to get the agreement done this month, with details still left to be sorted. So, what do we think about Andrea Berta then? For me, I have no problems with this appointment whatsoever. I think with the current experience and, you know, that Italian nous he has got, and the fact he's worked with Simeone as well at Atletico Madrid for years on end, I think this is a perfect appointment for Arsenal. And it almost, I don't know, releases a bit of power that Arteta has got over the club at the moment. Because we know Arteta is pretty ruthless when it comes to selling players, not necessarily bringing in players, but selling players. Whereas I'd say Berta is the opposite, because you look at his signings he has made at Atletico Madrid. This is done, by the way, by Daily AFC. So these are the notable signings made by Andrea Berta. You got Rodri for 20 million from, I believe, was it Villarreal? Thomas Lemar for 72 million. Kieran Trippier for 22 million. João Felix for 127 million. Suarez for 9 million, although I think that was a free, was it not? I don't know. Cunha for 35 million. Conor Gallagher for 42. And Julian Alvarez for 75 million. You can even send yourself further back down the line and say Diego Costa as well. They signed for 60 million. So, look, although all these signings may not have worked out, I look at João Felix, for instance, 127 million. That's not exactly turned out to be a great signing considering the money. You look at Thomas Lemar as well. But this is a sign of Berta getting these big deals done. So I look at that as a positive. It's not necessarily his fault that the signings didn't work out, because that's obviously down to the manager, and in my opinion. So he's capable of getting these big deals over the line, which is what I really like. Because here at Arsenal, I mean, when have you seen Arsenal get a big deal over the line, apart from Declan Rice, which obviously happened 2 years ago? So I think this will be perfect for Arsenal. Let's say we had Berta in January and Ollie Watkins was on the table at the time. We don't bid 40 million if we had Berta at the time. So obviously, it did come as a shock to most Arsenal fans, because I didn't expect him to be the front runner for the Arsenal sporting director role. Because you look at the candidates that Ornstein actually reported. You had the likes of obviously A2. You had Dan Ashworth. You had Alabe as well. Obviously Berta. And the Monaco one, I've forgotten his name, but you had them candidates. I was expecting A2 to obviously take the job permanently, and we'll just go from there. And I'd say Dan Ashworth as well would have been another one that I was expecting us to go for. But fair play. fair play to the club, because I've been on the club's case all season. I've been really cheesed off with what I've seen lately, but you've got to give the club credit. If this happens, then this is how a proper football club should be won. And considering Berta had to deal with a financial predicament with Atletico Madrid, unlike the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid, who are La Liga giants, they dominate every year, he still managed to be successful throughout his time at Atletico Madrid. So if I quickly share my screen again, this is what he's won. I believe he's been there for, since 2013, hasn't he? So Copa del Rey, La Liga, Supercopa, Europa League, Super Cup, and La Liga. So 2 league titles in that time, which is fairly impressive. If I say so myself, because we need this. We need this ruthlessness in our team. Not in our team, but in our boardroom, because we just don't have any of that, apart from Arteta, who obviously, isn't his job. His job is to manage the players. And considering as well that Arteta plays a pragmatic style of football, I'm hearing that Berta is very good at structuring a balanced, solid squad. You know what I'm saying? And considering he has, played... I keep saying, oh God, I keep saying he's played with Atletico Madrid and Simeone. He hasn't. He's just obviously been behind their success with the whole, with the signings and that. So I think him coming in does definitely make sense, especially with the way Arteta is playing with Arsenal at the moment. The fact we're very systematic. He'll come in, and I think we could. I'm not saying we will turn into a winning team, because Atletico Madrid, Arsenal, it is totally different. Like when it comes to the golfing class, because the Kroenkes still have to give him money. If they don't give him money, then you might as well not appoint him and appoint Dan Ashworth instead, or A2, because you've got to give him money. You've got to give him the opportunity to spend. So, in my opinion, this would be a brilliant appointment if we could get it done. And I think if we could get it done around this month, before the summer window, you look at the other candidates. Already brought up Dan Ashworth. Don't want him with how it ended at Man United. And bro, he wanted to bring in bloody Southgate, didn't he? And he spent 100 million on Anthony. So, yep, he's a no-no. A2 did nothing already. Alabe, I'll take. But again, he can't start business until the 1st of June. Whereas Berta can come straight in and hopefully settle in. And it's a huge job, because this summer is huge for Arsenal. We've got contracts on the table that have to be sorted. You've got Saliba, you've got Saka as well. And then you look at the players that we desperately need. We've got a striker still waiting. You've got a left winger, a right winger, or just one of the 2 positions that need to be addressed. Just give me at least one of them who can play on both sides, or both. Just please. We need it desperately. And then we need a box-to-box midfielder, and then a centre-back for 20-odd million, and a goalkeeper for 20-odd million. Or just keep Cole High or Tommy Setford as the number 2. Save funds in it. And I want to finish on this, right? Regarding the Thomas Partey situation, who is, out of contract in the summer, it's looking unlikely that he could sign a contract to Arsenal. With Berta coming in, potentially, could that sway Partey to almost stay at Arsenal for another year and extend his contract? Because he's the same guy that actually sold Rodri instead of Partey that season where he went to Man City, because there was a reason why Partey was playing in front of Rodri in that Atletico Madrid team. So I don't know if he does come in. Could Arsenal extend Partey's contract with Kimmich and Zubimendi on the table? I don't know. But let me know what you guys think of this potential appointment. Would you take Berta, or is there someone out there? Obviously, Luis Campos would have been brilliant. I would have definitely taken Luis Campos. I think it would have been my number one choice. But you can't really complain at Berta, can you? As long as he's got a CV and he knows how to negotiate deals, I'm more than happy. So yeah, it's actually nice for me to talk on how the club is run for once, and how well we could do with this appointment. And this is how the club should be run at the end of the day. We should be plucking out the best sporting director, the best owners, the best manager. That's what we should be doing. That's how a proper football club should be run. And at the moment, I can't really complain too much. So let me know what you guys make of this appointment. Well, potential appointment, should I say. It's not done yet, but it's looking very likely. Obviously, AC Milan were heavily interested, but obviously they've ducked out of the deal. So it's up to Arsenal, and hopefully we can get him done towards the end of the month, so he has a lot of, room space to settle in, and we can get on with what we need to do in the summer window. But in the meantime, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like whilst you're at it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bless up, guys.